So invoicing an order is simply a matter of opening up the order itself and clicking on the invoice button. Now there are two ways that we handle invoicing in BVEssentials. By default, invoices are done in the same way Business Vision is, in that when you invoice, it goes directly to the Business Vision history tables, including GL, AR, and sales history and inventory. The other way is to use batch-based invoicing. I'll just move over company settings for a moment. So if we go into company setup, sales orders, invoice and processing, we've got this button called live invoicing, and by default, that's the way it's set up. You can also choose to go batch invoicing. And if you choose batch invoicing, then the invoice stays in the order entry tables for batching later, but does get assigned an invoice number and allow you to then email or print that out and give to a customer. There's another video on the full batch processing of invoices that can be watched separately. So we simply click on invoicing if we're not batching. In this case, it says the date must not be empty because the setting I've got for my user is that the invoice must be entered each time an order is selected. The other two options are invoice as of today's date, where you never cannot change the date at all, or invoice as of today's date unless I change it. So I'll just put in a date and then click invoice. This on account can be changed so that it does not come up and always goes on account. And that's done on the user setting so that each user can have this come up or not. If I choose edit payment, then it comes up with my payment methods screen, and I can still choose on account at this point, but I choose one of my other payment methods. On the other setting, it will never come up with this at all and put it on account unless, of course, they're over their credit. I invoice at that point. We get a selection of invoices. We can choose different invoices if we've got different layouts for a customer, or maybe a customer's got a special way they want it, or you've got an invoice that's group print or just gives summaries only. And also you can print a label at this point as well. So I'll just say here, and I want to make 2 copies of a label, or 3 or 4, do that on a fly. And then I simply choose my printer that I want to send those labels to and the invoice to this printer, and I will just preview them. So there's our label, and then behind it is our invoice. These labels can be modified. They're meant right now just to print on a portion of an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, but they can be modified to print on a roll of labels as well. Be sure to watch the batch-based invoicing video separately.